So in Pakistan, you might be teaching Japanese?
No. That's just an example. But, yeah, that's how the website works.
Okay. So I think, of course, you are in Pakistan and you are in many other Asian countries. But you are in Pakistan and Sri Lanka and Japan.
Yes.
When you see those three countries, what do you think? You have multicultural experience, and what do you think about Japan?
Japan. I think Japan is very safe. That's the best word, I think. I've been to several other countries, but I haven't seen any place that is more safe than Japan. I think that's the topmost thing in Japan. Very good thing, because I can leave my bicycle, it's not locked. I can leave my bag here, it's there, I have my laptop in that, but it's alright. I don't have to think too much. And when I don't have to think about these things, I can think of other things.
That's true.
But if I'm in Pakistan, I have to think, I cannot put my bag here, I cannot do that, and that is in my head, back of my head, and I can concentrate on other things. So this is a good thing about Japan. There are other things, I think, but yes, sometimes living in Japan is very hard, like mentally hard, because I think a lot of people tend to be the same
Here.
I think there's not a lot of individualism. I think, like for example, I think when we are young, I think people say that you should not stand out that we have to be the same. 目立たないようにした方がいい. There's something like that here.
Yeah, well, I mean, sticking out or name was hit type of thing.
Yes.
Hit type of thing.
Which is a little different than, like, for example, the West, because there you don't say that. You don't say you cannot. You're okay if the parents are okay if the kids are a little weird, a little different.
Of course.
Yes.
But in Pakistan, you can be more individualistic.
Yes, I think if you compare it, it's maybe the West, then Pakistan, and then Japan. Like there's levels of it, but still it's better than Japan, I feel. So this, when you start growing up, this concept sticks in your mind, and then even when you're older, you feel a little out of place, because I don't look very Japanese.
You?
No.
Yeah, well, you are cuter than average Japanese. So.
Exactly. And when that happens, you feel a little out of place, and you try to be Japanese, but you can't, and then you're left in between somewhere, and that doesn't make you feel good. You're not part of them. They don't think you're part of them, but you are part of them, but you're not. It's I think there was a phase for me when I was younger, when I was in my teenage years. That's one of the reasons why I went from Japan to Pakistan when I was Koko 1年生.
You felt a little bit isolated? Or,
yes. I felt isolated. I felt maybe because I never, at that point, I never lived in Pakistan, and I felt maybe Pakistan would accept me more than Japan. So I thought, why not try going there?
So, you think, well, nationality-wise, of course, you're Japanese, but in your mind, what do you think? You think yourself as a Japanese, or Pakistani?
I think I'm both. Both. Yes. In myself, in my personality, I feel a lot of things are very Pakistani-like.
But like what kind of character features you got to
not thinking too much, maybe not a bit laid back, a bit not thinking of work too much, but there are some traits of my personality that is very Japanese.
Like what?
Manners, yes, and little like after cooking, I would always clean up the mess. No Pakistani does that.
Really?
No?
Okay.
So small things like that, and they all accumulate to make. But when I talk to a Pakistani person, he will think I'm not Japanese, but he will also think I'm not Pakistani. It's the same with Japanese. Same.
To me, actually, you are a new species of Japanese. Sorry to say so, but it's really, I think it's really positive aspect because I'm thinking it's kind of out of date to tell that Japanese is homogeneous. And Japanese society is homogeneous, and the so-called Japaneseness. I don't think what is the condition to be Japanese? That's really kind of ridiculous thing to think about. And so. I think you have this international background, and you can speak Japanese and English, and you could be an ideal Japanese, and because you could be active in even the international stage type of thing. So I really think you have very positive aspects in that sense. So in the future, but in the future, I think. Japan anyway need to import people from outside. So I really think we should think what actually is this Japaneseness should mean, and if people from outside wanna be Japanese, why not? Type of things. I mean, you don't have to combine this Japaneseness to genetic or racial or national aspects. And so, but first maybe we should decide what is Japaneseness, what is Japanese culture. We really don't have that clear idea about that.
Yes, that's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
But how do you define Japaneseness?
That's a really hard part.
That is very hard.
Yeah.
Because like countries like Canada, I think there's a lot of people, a lot of different ethnicity there. But so what is being Canadian? What is Canadian? I don't know. Like I would ask Lucia, but she wouldn't know.
Yeah, I mean, variety, actually the diversity is of course part of it, but here we don't have that kind of diversity, no. And we might have to change. This society should change, towards that direction, in the future. And you makes me think that way. You are the example of that. It's really, I can say you are inspiring to many Japanese, I think. So, yeah. I really think you should do a lot of things, and you should keep being active, really. Yeah. Sorry, you should do it. I heard you also have some interest in Ainu people.
Yes.
How that started?
I was always looking for a story that I can capture in Japan. Like anything that's very interesting that I can showcase to foreigners. People outside Japan, they don't know about this person, this tribe. Anything that's interesting, I wanted to showcase some Japanese element to foreigners. And then I was living in Sapporo, Hokkaido, and I think the natural thing is about Ainu people and how the Ainu culture was getting lower and lower in the past 100 years, what the Ainu people faced and the struggles they faced. It always was very interesting to me. But yes, I am very interested. I want to make a documentary on it. But it's not easy finding Ainu. First generation Ainu, I don't think there is. In the second generation, there are some, but it's not easy to contact. So I'm still thinking about it. I'm structuring it. I don't know if I'm going to do it, if I'm not. But I like to do something about them.
I think we can have some kind of you can have some kind of exhibition. There are a lot of artworks and stuff, and actually there was some artist I know. He was very good. He died, but he's very good. And also, there are a lot of elements you can use, I think. So that's a great idea.
And also because a lot of foreigners don't know about the indigenous people of Japan. When they say American indigenous people, they have an idea. When they talk about Japanese indigenous people, they don't have any idea. They blank. They don't even know there were some people before. So I think it's a nice topic. I think it'll be interesting.
Basically we killed them, type of things, right? And we should actually have record and history. We should learn from that too.
I think this is also somewhat related to the idea of the future of Japan. If we know the history of how there were people before, and then some other people came, that's the history. This is now, and then in the future there will be other people coming in. It makes sense. This is also one part of.
Well, you reminded me of a very good point, because we are really bad at remembering our history, studying our history, modern history too, and so you really should do that, and it's a really good idea. Through digging many facts and history about Ainu, we can also dig about other histories too, and we really need to know about ourselves.
That's true. But when you see Japanese people and the difference between Chinese people or Korean people or any of the Asian people with Japanese people living in Japan, you see the difference in appearance, the facial structure. I can tell if by just looking at it, if it's Chinese or Korean or Japanese. And that's one part, a lot to do with the Ainu people as well. So it's part of Japanese, I think.
But to me, I think I really don't think that matters. What kind of how or what you look like. Because even if you are Chinese or Japanese, if you were born in America, your behavior and your way of acting is totally different from your original original people. So I don't believe this biological or national feature of people. So that's why I really think the Japanese should have many different types of, we could have black people as Japanese and Indian people as Japanese too. So that's really I think is important that we can reach the essence of being Japanese. But this is not biological thing. I'm talking about culture aspects of that. Yeah. But no, this interview is not about my idea, so anyway, it's really interesting. So, in the future, what kind of things you wanna do? You keep doing this, and you also wanna develop your not hotel business, but tourism.
Tourism. I don't. All of these things are just to get some side money, so that I can do stuff that I really like to do. Because at the moment I'm doing photography. That's my main source of income. But because I want to do artistic and more educational, maybe documentaries and artistic photography and educational videos, which don't have a lot of money in them. But I want to do that. But if I have other businesses and they give me a little money so that I could do these stuff, that would be that's my goal.
So that right now, what you really wanna do is make documentary photography.
Yes.
Okay. So it should be maybe last question, but many Japanese are struggling to learn English. But from your point of view, what we Japanese need to learn English? What you of course you saw many of your high school friends who are struggling to speak or learn English.
Yes, I think when I was in Chugakko 1年生, that is the first time everyone was learning Japanese in my time. Maybe now at the moment it's Shogakko 1年生, maybe. But when I was Chugakko 1年生, everyone started learning Japanese. And I think that's a little late. I think you should start at Shogakko 1年生 directly. Yes, I think as a system it should start as Shogakko 1年生, but as a person, as a one person, just reading, watching English movies, reading English books, that's enough.
Not enough.
Yes.
Okay. So reading and writing.
Reading, writing,
and watching English movies.
Yes.
But how you should watch?
Oh, maybe with subtitles.
In English.
English subtitles. I think listening is a very important part. Maybe listening you'll get better by watching movies. With the subtitles, I think it's a good way to practice English.
Of course, even when you were junior high school, you could already you could speak English, right?
Yes.
And so when you were learning, English here in
Oh yes.
junior high school, what you really thought about it? Because most teachers can't speak English, right? So
Yes, a lot of teachers were they didn't ask me questions a lot.
Really?
Because they knew I knew the answer. English was in Japan, I think English was my easiest subject, and Japanese Kokugo was my most difficult subject for me. So even though I had something good, I also had something bad. And so yes, even I got Juinkyu, Eiken Juinkyu when I was 15, 16. So I was in my class. I used to help people when they came for help in English. So yes, yes.
So you think, what we lack most is the chance to listen to English.
I think you can start there. It's very easy. It's fun watching movies. It's not. I'm not telling them to buy big books and then work 2 or 3 hours a day. You just watch a movie. Start there, and then that's the simple, most
effective way.
Yes.
Wow. So, looking back, for yourself, I mean, even when you were very little, you were speaking English, right?
Grade 1, from grade 1. But before, I think the first language was Japanese, maybe a little bit of Urdu, but English was later on. But when I speak English, it's the most I can express myself the easiest. When I have some deep conversation, it has to be in English. If I talk to Lucia, it has to be in English because I cannot explain my feelings very well in Japanese or Urdu.
Oh, really?
Yes. The best is, I think, English for me.
You said you have some difficulty in Japanese, but what part?
I think daily life, it's alright. Going to the shop, buying something in a restaurant, normal conversations, it's okay. But too difficult, philosophical, or maybe business related, it gets a little harder.
So it should be English.
For me, I think.
Interesting. I really think you should be active in international settings.
Yes.
So maybe let's have some exhibition about Ainu people together.
Yes, I hope so.
Yeah. There is a place called Otoinepu.
Okay.
And there, we have this museum. I sent her some pictures to Lucia.
She sent me, yes.
Yeah, and this guy, Ainu artist, called Vicky. Vicky is actually in Japanese kaeru, frog.
Okay.
Frog. Yeah. His artworks almost of them are there.
Okay.
And so maybe we can have, you can take photographs and, we can have some.
He's an artist, he makes, what does he make?
Sculptor.
Sculptor.
Yeah. His work is so big, so huge actually. Some of them are very huge, like a building. He's one of my favorite artists, and so let's do that.
Yeah, I really want to.
So today, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.